Dong G8 is coming. Before doing the controller evaluation, I found that the water handle models of various handle manufacturers are hovering between G7 and G5. Hey, life and death are not G8, we don't know what's going on. But today the super surging chick came with his G8 Sagittarius. Look at the size of this package. You can find that it is not an ordinary handle. Instead, the phone stretches the handle and unpacks it. Feels really big to get it in your hand. In terms of appearance, it is much larger than the previous X2, X3 series. Put the grips on both sides directly together. Isn't it just the small G7 handle? In fact, the design concept of the small machine is exactly like this. After the launch of the G7 Xbox authorized controller last year, the feedback from players is very good. Therefore, the design of the G8 also fully continues the design of the host handle grip. Thanks to this later grip, G8 became small, the largest mobile phone stretch handle under the machine. Because the mobile phone is a stretch handle Type-C port, so it currently supports Apple 15 series Android and Harmony OS. There is no battery inside the handle. The mobile phone needs to power the handle. G8 net weight 250 grams. After adding the mobile phone, the weight comes to 444 grams, which is about the same as the weight of the Switch, and it feels okay to play with oil. All places in contact with the phone are wrapped in silicone cushions, which are very soft. The Type-C interface at the connection to the mobile phone is adjustable in angle, more convenient, adapt to different phone thicknesses, can also be used directly with it. In fact, I think the G8 can be a little bolder. Anyway, it's so big. Simply make the Type-C interface of this place stretchable. In this way, you can use it directly for Switch. Stretch installation doesn't have to worry about whether it is a battery life version or an OLED version. The problem of tolerance at the edge is also directly solved. It is truly multi-purpose. The handle as a whole uses gray-toned action buttons. It uses light purple embellishments and feels the same as the G7 SE. It is the feel of conductive glue. It is quite comfortable to press. The joystick uses the same large joystick as the G7, and even the joystick is the same. The cross sword is also a regular handle. The same large cross sword. The sound is crisp. There is a home button at the bottom of the right side. On the left side are the screenshot key and the M setting key. There is a Type-C charging port and a 3.5mm headphone jack at the bottom of the handle. Support charging your phone while playing. The shoulder keys and triggers are also much larger than the previous stretch handles. When pressed, it feels more comfortable. Even the small machine is very detailed with anti-slip patterns on the shoulder parts and triggers. The grip on the back of the handle has the same diamond-shaped anti-slip pattern on the handle. Even the grip is thicker than the G7. There are two expansion back pieces in the middle of the handle. The feel is moderate, and the risk of witch touch is not great. What surprised me the most was that the G8's face shell was able to lift up. The interior of the interior is still this translucent black. Even the joystick cap of the G8 can be directly removed and replaced with the G7. This combination seems to be good. And the package also comes with 3 heights of rocker caps to match the game change. In addition, a total of 5 are used in the stretched part of the handle. Springs to balance the force and length of the stretch. It is very stable to stretch. It not only ensures that the stretching force is moderate, it also ensures the strength of the spring rebound. The phone is stuck very tightly. How do the students feel about the appearance of this G8? Regarding the settings of the handle, Xiao Kikaba gave a lot of key combinations to make some quick settings on the handle. For example, turning on the quick trigger, mapping, prepare keys, modify volume, switch modes to set bursts, etc. If you want to customize the handle further, you need to set up the minigame on the small machine's own app, World. In addition to the joystick that can be adjusted to the handle dies, trigger travel and turn on the cross-key diagonal locking function. It will be automatically marked in the external Android platform app. You can directly connect games to games that need to be mapped with a controller. Open the game through the Go Touch of the small machine. You can choose the existing mapping scheme to play. You can also customize the mapping buttons and save them to others. The Genshin Impact I am playing now is the default scheme given by Godouch. Of course, students who love to toss can also use it directly. Light NS emulator to play NS game streaming. Play console games or Steam games on your phone. Finally, let's take apart the hidden boss hole design used by the small machine 8 this time. To be honest, this is the most difficult time for me to disassemble the machine. It is highly discouraged to do it yourself, and the scrap rate is close to 100%. Hall joystick and Hall band machine conductive glue action keys, cross keys and sharp keys. The PCB of this mechanical switch button is relatively thick, adopted 1.6 millimeters. For stretching the handle, the most worrying thing is stretching. Xiaoqi uses 5 springs to balance the length and strength of the stretch. The pulling force is moderate. Combined with the surrounding silicone-padded mobile phone, the one here is also very secure. Xiaoqi's workmanship this time is still very good, and the main focus is on a willing-to-use materials. Seeing this, I believe that all students will stretch their mobile phones for this small machine. The handle is now roughly understood. In addition to retaining the comfort of a large handle, in addition to the grip, the interior workmanship is also very reassuring. Of course, the most important thing is for the mobile phone. The game adaptation mapping function is easy to use. It also supports cloud gaming and streaming games. It also comes with the right to permanently sing and play the bullet simulator with the controller. The small machine is directly full in the configuration of this piece. Can be said that the stretch handle on the mobile phone is very invincible. Of course, the price has also come to 420 yuan. If you are a mobile phone player, likes mobile games, has hobbies, if you want to toss the simulator, this small machine G8 can really be considered.